The system is failing. We're going to have more homelessness, more unemployment, and the government has to print more money. It's a command and control economy where the government tells you everything. I just don't trust our government. And they're going to have to start printing pretty quickly. And the more they print, the less value, purchasing power the dollar has, or the loonie, or the yen, or the peso. People are talking about inflation. I think we're in depression right now, and we're going to be the biggest depression in world history. In the 1970s, that's when the world was changing. The biggest bust in the history of the world is coming up. It's pensions. They trusted the government. They trusted their pension would be there, and it's going to go bust. And that's us. We'd get crushed.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Bearable Bull here. And I got this aggressively average content for you today. As guys, today's title of this video is going to be a little controversial. And it's meant to spur up emotions inside of every single one of you. Because if you listen thoroughly, you're going to get the knowledge and information you need, as well as the mindset shift that I believe will allow you to become a millionaire this next crypto uptrend. Guys, right now the crypto market, it's acting spicy. It's picante, if you will. And the reason I say that is because nobody knows what's going to happen next. Economics is fundamentally broken. We all know this. We all understand this. And we're all trying to make our best judgments based on what's presented. But anytime I ever get distracted, I always have to remember this. The US inflation is at 8.5% right now here in July. And everyone's clapping as if they have inflation under control. Ladies and gentlemen, this is how bad it's gotten. 8.5% inflation is celebrated, but in reality, we know it's closer to 30 to 50% inflation coming out of our pockets. That CPI number is a lie. They lied to all of you about money, and that's why everyone's going broke. But in the suffering and in the upcoming crisis that's going to happen, there's tremendous opportunity for a select few people who are paying attention and who are staying vigilant to rise into the new 1%. There will be no more middle class. There'll be the haves and the have-nots. Period. Holding some of these digital assets will have you godfathered in to the new 1%. But only if you're paying attention. Don't get emotional. And hold the line. Now here, guys, we have this from the Hill as the GOP rails against the IRS funding and the Inflation Reduction Act. A lot of interesting things have been passed over the last few days, and I want all of you to understand that this is going to affect us, the crypto investor, heavily. The Inflation Reduction Act is nothing more than using more artificial money to pretend that this bubble isn't massive. They're going to try and push the can down the road. Crypto's going to turn political quickly. We had the IRS hiring 87,000 agents. Oh guys, they're coming because they know we're going to profit. This is how they're going to try and get as much money as they possibly can. And for all of you that filed extensions on your taxes legally, our deadline is coming up this October. The IRS wants to keep as much of our profits as possible, especially when it comes to the crypto space. They know how much money we've made and are going to make, and they're going to try and catch you. That is why personally, I've never done this before, but I have to recommend Token Tax. Their tax software and their crypto accountants are top of the line. I'm going to be personally using them to make sure my I's are dotted and my T's are crossed so the IRS doesn't come after me and try and cage the bull. That was a good one. But you guys know what I mean. They didn't hire those IRS agents for no reason. It's because they're going to be looking to collect as much money from us as possible. Get your accounting in order. Use token tax, and you can find a direct link to their website down in my YouTube description below, as I don't like it when people fall for scams by clicking on fake links. I've seen it time and time again in my DMs, people getting scammed through ledger and fake accounting sites. That is why one of the only ways you could get to this site and feel confident is through that link in my description below. Now, without further ado, let's quickly talk about why I'm so bullish on the crypto market. Some altcoins have crashed 95% and people don't even believe in a retracement. Zoom out and look at historical data. The current prices will mean nothing in the years ahead, and me personally, I believe this is a great swing trading opportunity to make some quick profits, specifically with altcoins. We have not seen a full-blown altcoin season yet, and with yesterday's inflation numbers, the DXY has fallen. Strength in the dollar is weakening, and that likely means a pump for the crypto market will be coming. I don't know when exactly, but I'm confident we're going to see some positive price action soon. I've already told all of you I'm all in with my cash position, and I feel extremely confident in those positions. Now, let's pivot our attention over to this massive move Ripple is looking to execute on. Ripple is interested in potentially buying bankrupt crypto lender Celsius's assets. Ladies and gentlemen, this is massive. While the crypto market has been going through liquidations, bankruptcies, and Ponzi schemes, Ripple is over here looking to acquire businesses. That is massive, and something that I believe will be very strategic for Ripple down the road. I'm not sure how they would even consider using Celsius as part of one of their products, but just understand that Celsius had one of the biggest customer bases in the crypto market. And also know that while many crypto companies are showing extreme weakness during this bear market, Ripple is showing extreme strength. More people using XRP. On-demand liquidity growth continues, and the acquisition of new businesses is on the table. This is what you need to see in something that you're invested in, and we continue to hold the correct answer. But now, guys, with that Ripple news, let's give an overall market perspective from Credible Crypto. He specifically discussed the IRS hiring 87,000 agents and the Fed sanctioning privacy-preserving technology. Credible Crypto believes this will lead to a multi-year bear market, and I agree. A dot-com era bust fueled by new regulations across the crypto space that wipes out 90% of what's out there right now. We still haven't seen a major cleansing yet, but it's bound to happen. Just like me, I believe one more new all-time high for some cryptos will happen, because regulators and regulation happen slowly. I am bullish on the crypto market in the short term, but I have no doubt on my mind that with regulations, the collapse of stablecoins like Tether and other things, it'll get nasty in the crypto space. I am betting that in the short term we can see a run up on some of these altcoin prices. But make no mistake about it, after that run up is over, which will probably align with the collapse of the stock market, by the way, we can expect cataclysmic drops in all asset prices and in all asset classes. This is not a joke. This is not a drill. This is the real deal. The changing of the financial guard is upon us. And we're the 1% of people that are paying attention, because we'll be the 1% of people that end up getting rewarded. Now, ladies and gentlemen, another part of my hypothesis for why I think we will see one more blow off the top moment for the stock market as well as crypto is the stock trading of Congress. They are still in these markets, and they will not allow themselves to face the brunt, the wrath of the greatest depression that will be coming. I believe Congress owning stocks will be outlawed right before the massive financial collapse, but not without a quick run up. Keep that in mind, as the macro is going to be affecting crypto. But now let's pay our attention back to XRP very quickly, as ladies and gentlemen, we have all but won the new financial system at this point. The only thing stopping us is politics and incumbents, but I guarantee you this: once everything breaks in the economy, they're going to be forced to use the best technology. Now listen to David Schwartz describe to you why XRP is the best technology to solve the current crisis we're stepping into.
We have the technology to allow every financial institution on the planet to settle with every other financial institution in a compatible jurisdiction in any asset in seconds for less than a penny. Just think about this. Anyone who's made a payment knows that we're nowhere near that today. But imagine every financial institution settling with every other financial institution in seconds for less than a penny, any asset. That's fundamentally transformative. We have the technology to do it. Now we just need to figure out how to drive the adoption. And of course, there's all the challenges with there's incumbents, there's regulation, there's inertia. There's the big players who are really trying to defend. If you're one of the largest banks in the world, you want to push pause or stop on technology because you're in the lead. So of course, you say you love technology, but obviously you wish you could stop it.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, with all of you understanding that XRP is the best technology to solve multi-trillion-dollar problems, I'm going to bring it back to the macro very quickly. We talked about inflation. We talked about the IRS. But now let's talk about Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is typically the leader of the crypto market. Bids in the Bitcoin order books on Coinbase are stacked down from 17K and below. A lot of people are hoping to buy Bitcoin lower. The last time the order book was this skewed to the bid side was the grind up from the March 2020 lows. If history repeats, my friends, June 2022 into July was the market bottom. We have a short-term moment, in my opinion, to profit from the highest quality altcoins in the market, and that'll be because of Ether and the ETH 2.0 merge. I think this merge will cause a bullish rally in the market. Assets are down so low it's worth getting into, in my opinion. Not financial advice. Let's see what happens. But that being said, guys, you have to remember what the end game always is. The end game will always be the CBDC infrastructure, new cashless society system. And listen to this clip from the World Economic Summit this year discussing just that. The people in charge are bringing on the system that we'll get rich from. Please take a listen, guys, and keep this in mind.
We were talking to an Australian diplomat at one point about this break between the US and China, and said, both sides are going to say, whose team are you on? And he said, our job is to make sure the question never arises. But the question has arisen. And so I think we have to go deeper. And it's not about the US versus China. It's about what underpins a world order is always the financial system. I was very privileged. My father was an advisor to Nixon when they came off the gold standard in 71. And so I was brought up with a kind of inside view of how very important the financial structure is to absolutely everything else. And what we're seeing in the world today, I think, is we are on the brink of a dramatic change where we are about to, and I'll say this boldly, we're about to abandon the traditional system of money and accounting and introduce a new one. And the new one, the new accounting, is what we call blockchain. It means digital. It means having a almost perfect record of every single transaction that happens in the economy, which will give us far greater clarity over what's going on. It also raises huge dangers in terms of the balance of power between states and citizens. In my opinion, we're going to need a digital constitution of human rights if we're going to have digital money. But also, this new money will be sovereign in nature. Most people think that digital money is crypto and private, but what I see are superpowers introducing digital currency. The Chinese were the first. The US is on the brink, I think, of moving in the same direction. The Europeans have committed to that as well. And the question is, will that new system of digital money and digital accounting accommodate the competing needs of the citizens of all these locations so that every human being has a chance to have a better life? Because that's the only measure of whether a world order really serves.
Now, guys, that was one of the boldest interviews I've ever listened to. A new financial world order is coming. Digital currencies are on the horizon, and personally, there is no stopping it. This is the inevitable endgame. But something I like that she mentioned is the balance of power between governments and citizens, and there being a digital constitution of rights once this CBDC system gets implemented, because CBDCs are total control. If we're going to bet on the winning horse in this new financial system race, Ripple is the one, as they posted phase 1 of our CBDC Innovative Challenges open. They're going to be one of the leaders in this CBDC race to the finish line. And it's a new financial world order we are investing in, my friends. That's how massive this rock bottom opportunity is. Ladies and gentlemen, we are so early that we're still in a pre-regulation environment in crypto. That's how rock bottom we are. 3 bills have been introduced in the US to make the CFTC the primary regulator of the crypto markets. What you all need to know is, due to the fact that we're so early, that we're still pre-regulation, pre-congressional action, pre-SEC lawsuit conclusion, that is why there are still entry points that can make generational wealth. Ladies and gentlemen, this Ripple SEC case is going to be the case of the century. It will be the standard for cryptocurrencies moving forward. And we know how bad the SEC looks at this moment. The absolute latest this case could go is some point in early 2023. And if that's the case, we're running out of time, and there's not much time left before XRP will be allowed to run free. That's why I continue to come out here every day to warn you of the urgency with which you need to act. Secure your future and invest in the greatest digital asset ever created. That is not financial advice, and I am not a financial advisor, but you should probably follow it anyways. Now, without further ado, guys, I'm going to leave you with this quick clip from Thinking Crypto and John Deaton, about John Deaton discussing what he believes the timeline and the future of this XRP case will entail. I hope all of you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope it's given you the mental fortitude you need to make it through the coming weeks. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Variable Bull here. Thanks for tuning in. As always, I appreciate every single one of you. Now I'll be back tomorrow with another video.
So this thing could still continue into next year, right? It seems like.
The case itself will, unless there's a settlement, unless there's a settlement where this case won't be resolved in February, absent a settlement. I think that we're looking at a summary judgment decision at the earliest March. Could be April, could be May even. But obviously, if some kind of light bulb goes off, when people ask me the chances are settlement, I say right now I don't see a settlement at all. Now, if the political pressure builds more and more, and it looks like there's a chance that Congress will pass legislation that gives the CFTC the game, right? If they say you're the referee of this game called crypto, if that happens and Gary Gensler sees that happening, then of course it might behoove him to go to Ripple and say, let's cut a deal, pay this large amount of money. I get to say that, like, I held Ripple responsible and make political, statements, blah, 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 all that kind of stuff. I mean, that could happen, but right now, it doesn't look anywhere close to a settlement. Now that could change, if Judge Torres rules that the documents must be turned over, denies an appeal, and they go up on a mandamus, and December they lose on mandamus, and they have to turn the documents over in January or something like that, and those documents are bad for them, or they guarantee Ripple's victory, well, then why not settle? If you know you're going to lose, then you might as well take some kind of victory, right? So any of that could happen, but